Okay, welcome. This is Rachael Plaine. We're here at Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness, and it is Wednesday morning, July 22nd, and we're here for our gentle, moderate flow yoga class. So today we will be doing some restorative work. So if you have some props, you can gather up your 2 blocks. If you have blankets or pillows or cushion, have that nearby. We'll take a restorative pose at the end. And other than that, you can just come into a comfortable seat and we'll get going. So you can come to seated and we will begin. Great. All right. So coming into your comfortable seat, you can let your hands come down on your lap. Close your eyes. And we'll take a brief centering meditation before we move today. So with the hands on the lap like you're familiar with, just take some time to rock forward and back or side to side. Start to feel your spine grow long and tall. Feel the sitting bones, the hips, the legs rooted towards the mat. Let the crown of the head reach up higher towards the sky. Soften the edges of the face and the tops of the shoulders. Feel your ribs lift up a little higher off the hip points. Let your waist be long. Belly open, heart, chest, collarbones open and broad. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Feel that Dirga 3-part breath. So as you breathe in, fill the belly up. Fill the ribs up. Fill the heart and chest up. Exhale, relax the chest. Relax the ribs. And relax the belly. Then continue that deep breath in. Full breath out. As you continue to breathe in and out through your nose, start to just notice where you feel the breath. So even though you're intentionally creating that 3-part Dirga breath into the belly, into the ribs, into the heart, just tuning in and noticing where you feel that most in your own body right now. Is there a place that it's more easy to access, or the breath feels more free or open? Or perhaps there's a place that feels stuck or not quite as open yet. And just noticing how you feel now. And we'll check back in with that again at the end of class. And as the breath deepens and lengthens in this 3-part Dirga breath, you could choose to layer on an Ujjayi breath, which is in and out through the nose. There's a slight narrowing of the throat. And you begin to create an audible inhale and exhale. This gentle constriction of the throat, creating this ocean wave of a sound, still breathing in and out through the nose. So if it's new for you, it's almost that feeling of fogging a mirror with the breath, that in the back of the throat, but through closed lips. And this Ujjayi breath can help increase your focus. It can help to calm the mind even more. When we get into our flow and we're moving, it can help you sustain poses that might feel challenging. It can help bring you back to the present moment. So feeling the breath, hearing the breath, letting the breath wash over your whole body. And as you're seated here today, just bring to mind how you'd like to feel today as we enter this new morning, this new day. How do you want to lead forward? What do you want to invite into the body, the mind, or the heart? Just holding that intention of however it is that you want to show up today for yourself or others. And the next time that you breathe in, bring the hands together to prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Let the palms meet in front of the heart. And as you exhale, bow your head to yourself, just honoring that intention that you created of setting up for this new day and whatever it is that you're going to invite in this morning. And then on an in-breath, slide the hands to the ceiling, lengthen the arms, lift the face, you could open the eyes. Exhale, open the arms wide, bring the chin to the chest, bring the fingers towards the ground, and do that twice more. So inhale, a simple sun breath, beginning to link our breath with our movement. And exhale to release. And take that again, big breath in, lift up. Full breath out, release. On this next inhale, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, open the arms, catch the knees, and round your back to cat. So draw the tailbone under, the chin towards the chest, the navel towards the spine. And then inhale, float forward on the sitting bones. Lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the throat. Exhale, round your back, tuck your tail, scoop your belly. Do that again. Inhale, rise up, lift the belly, lift the heart, lift the chest. And exhale, release. On this next inhale, lengthen the spine, shrug the shoulders. And exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. On an in-breath, bring the right arm out to the side. Exhale, up and over to the left. So we're just warming up, creating some space in the ribs and the waist. Come up through center and release. Other side, inhale, out and up. Exhale, up and over. Good. Come back through center. Release the hands behind. Take your interlaced fingers. Press the fists down. Squeeze the heart open. Lift the chest. And then release the gaze. Release the hands and roll the shoulders. Switch the cross of your legs. Put the other leg in front so you can tip back. If you're uncomfortable cross legs, you could unwind one leg or both legs. Inhale, lift the arms. And as you breathe out, twist towards the right. Bring the left hand across the lap. Bring the right hand behind you. Sit up tall and then look over your back shoulder or to the side. Feel the shoulder blades drop gently away from the ears. Lengthen the spine from the bottom of the tail to the top of the head. As you breathe in, unwind the body, lift your arms, and exhale, rotate the other way. So more about length at first, so sit up really tall, gentle twist. Come back through center, lift. And then one more time, bring the hands behind you, interlace your fingers, drop the chin down, press the fists down, roll the heart open, lift the collarbones and the chest. And this time, forward fold, so you can release the hands and just sweep over the legs. And you could be on the fingers and take a little rock side to side to get into the hips. Maybe you could wiggle right down into a deeper version of a fold. And you'll eventually stay. Good. And then roll it back up if you were in that fold. Bring the hands over the lap. Press into the fingertips. Lift the heart. If you want to lift the hips, press the hips and pelvis forward. Look up. And exhale, release back down. Come onto all fours. So you can come over the shins or you can unwind the legs. And you'll come into tabletop. And then when you get into table, just wag the hips a couple times. So feel the hips move left to right. And then from this tabletop, pressing down into the hands, draw the navel up and in, just like you did seated, coming into just a regular cat pose. And inhale to a regular cow pose. Drop the belly, lift the tail, lift the heart. Do that twice more. Exhale to curl. And inhale to cow. This time as you exhale to curl, you're going to stay here. So round your back to cat, and then holding and breathing in that cat pose. Move your tail to the right. Look to the right in your little cat pose, looking towards that imaginary tail. Bring the hips through center, head through center. Roll the tail the other way. Look the other way. Come back through center. Big cat pose. Really dome the back. Draw the navel and round the shoulders. Drop the tail, drop the head. And then inhale one more time back through cow. Lift the tail, release the belly, lift the heart. Good. Lengthen your spine from tail to head. Slide the right arm underneath, just a simple threaded needle, shoulder down, head down, hips above the knees, and then pop right up into your fingertips. So it would look like this. The right arm is underneath. You're up on the fingers of the left hand just to kind of roll the heart open a little bit more and scooch the bottom arm under a little bit more. Maybe close the eyes and breathe. You're doing great. So we're just warming up. And then release back down onto the palm of that left hand. Unwind the right hand. Bring it right to the mat and slide the other arm underneath. The left arm comes through. You come on the side of the head. I'm going to turn this way. And then you'll just pop back up onto the right fingers. And that just gives you a little more height here to get into that twist. And breathe. Good. Release the right hand to the ground. Unwind the left arm out and under. And then walk the hands forward and float on to your belly. Now we did a little bit of shoulder work if you were with me on Monday that we're going to repeat today. So if you have your blocks, go ahead and flip those down. Have them nearby. Put your hands on the blocks. And then drop your elbows down. You could do this on pillows too. So if you had 2 pillows or 2 blankets or 2 blocks, put your hands on the blocks, drop the elbows down, drop your chin to your, your forehead towards your mat, and hold. And just breathe here for a moment. So we'll take a couple kind of restorative things. We'll have some active things. This is a gentle, moderate pace class. There'll be gentle moments. There'll be options to bring in more heat or vigor to your practice. But just resting here for a moment. Opening the chest, firing up the shoulders. And then if you can, if you want to, we didn't do this on Monday, you're going to engage the hands, so kind of lengthen the wrists. And if you can, just lift the hands up. They might not come off the block. So for me, that's a little tight in my shoulder. I'm going to skip that. But if you wanted to pick the hands up, you could. And then come up off of the blocks. You can move the blocks away. And we'll do one more thing here. Actually, bring the hands back underneath the chest. Let's press down into the hands. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Take a little baby cobra. And exhale, release back down. Let's walk our hands out to the diagonal, like towards the corners of the mat. Be up on those tented fingers. And then lift the heart again. Lift the chest again. Open up. Exhale, release back down. Bring the right arm in front of you, stretch it forward, left arm behind you, come on the back of the left hand, and then bend your left elbow and let the back of the hand touch your low back. Take the right hand towards the back of the head, and just hold here. So we did this Monday too. So almost like Gomukhasana arms, almost like you could touch your fingers behind you, but we're not even trying that. You're just bringing the back of the left hand to the low back, the palm of the right hand to the head. Hold. Good. And then you're going to release that. Swim the arms around. So take the right arm all the way down, left arm all the way forward. Switch sides, left hand to back of head. Internally rotate right arm, back of hand to low back, and rest and hold. Good. Unravel the arms, float them through space to shoulder height. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. One more time, let's take it up to a regular cobra, like a baby cobra. Point the elbows back, slide the shoulders down, lift. Exhale, release one more time to that super cobra. Bring the hands in front of you to the corners of the mat, up on your tented fingers. Open the heart and chest, lift the belly up off the ground, open up. And exhale, release. You're going to take it back to child's hands. Come back underneath chest. Press back. Big toes can touch, knees can widen. Arms extend, hips towards heels. If you'd like to take this into a tricep stretch, bend the elbows and tap your fingers back towards your shoulders. So almost like that prayer variation, but maybe touch the fingers onto the back of the shoulders and just really feel this into the triceps. Couple breaths. Good. Extend the arms forward. Shift forward to tabletop, all fours. Bring the shoulders above the wrists, the hips above the knees. Take a couple hip wags. And then we'll prepare to come up to down dog or to puppy. So with hips right above the knees, curl the toes under. Either walk the arms forward like puppy if you want to keep it gentle right now, or bring the hands a little further forward to the shoulders, toes curled under, hips rise to dog. If you're in dog, lift the heels up. Exhale, press through one heel, bend the other knee. You can turn the head that way. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch. Inhale, rise. And exhale, both your heels drop. You're going to walk to forward fold. So whether you're in puppy or in down dog, step feet to hands or hands to feet. Feet hip width. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Let your head hang. Take a couple shoulder rolls up, back, and down. Loosen up the shoulder. Good. Now let the shoulders hang, bend the knees, and slowly roll the body up. One vertebrae at a time. Head is the last to lift. Take a big sun breath. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, slide your hands to prayer. You can close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release your arms. Walk up to the top of your mat. Take a big sun breath to lift. And as you exhale, bend the knees and swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Come onto the shin bones or the fingertips, flat back or Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale to a deep fold. Step the right leg back and land on your right knee. Just pause here for a moment. Holding this knee down lunge. Come on the tips of the fingers, lift the heart, hold here. You could pause, or if you feel okay, lift the arms above the head to Anjaneyasana, or that knee down lunge. Breathe here. Exhale, open the arms, frame the front leg. Now this time, you're going to take your left hand, your outside hand, and bring it inside the left foot. And then just walk both the hands more towards the diagonal corner of the mat. So you got a little stretch here in your knee down lunge. And then maybe bow the head. And breathe here into the hips, holding. Good. Walk the hands back where they came from, framing that front foot. We're going to take this back to dog. So from where you are, press into the hands and just slide that front leg back all the way to dog. And then take some time to pedal out the feet, press through the heels, whatever you need to do. And then finding your down dog, spread the fingers really wide, feet hip width distance, take a bend in the knees, stretch the hips back so you feel really long from your wrists to the armpits, to the side body, to the hips, and hold. Breathing here. And then see if you could straighten the legs in your down dog, but really keep the length in your spine. If you start to round, bring the knees bent again. Now to get to the top of the mat, it's your choice to either take all the little baby steps that you want to get up there, or take the right leg one big step forward, and the left leg one big step forward. Inhale, lengthen again, flat back or Ardha Uttanasana. Come onto the tips of the fingers or bring the hands to the shins. Exhale, deep fold over the legs. And bend your knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive with bent knees. Inhale, lift. And exhale, hands to prayer. Pause for a moment as you reset and find your breath. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, release your arms. Let's do that one more time, other side. So sun breath, inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the knees to swan dive through those soft knees. Inhale, lengthen spine, hands to shins or fingertips to the mat. And exhale, a deep fold. Now the left leg steps back and hands could be on the ground or the blocks. Your left knee drops. So you're in a knee down lunge. And you're just going to hold here. Again, if you wanted the blocks, you could have those right underneath the hands. So it's up to you, blocks or no blocks. If you feel stable here, come up on the fingertips. If you want to lift up higher, lift the arms to frame the head in Anjaneyasana, a knee down lunge. Take a deep breath. Exhale, open the arms, touch the ground or the blocks. If you're on the blocks and you can move them away, try that. Come on the tips of the fingers, right hand inside the foot. So both hands are inside now. And hands are going to walk out to the diagonal corner. So go ahead and walk them away from that foot, out to the diagonal corner, and just bow the head. Good. Come on back to frame the front foot. And this is a little different transition. You're going to come back to dog. If it was too much to take the big step, you could come back like tabletop, then dog. Press into hands or fingers and float the front leg back all the way to dog. Go ahead and lift the hips and take some time to maneuver around, pedal out, wiggle into your dog. Spread the fingers wide, reach the hips back, put that bend back into the knees. You're in a bent knee down dog. Pull the hips away from the wrists so you get really, really long, and breathe. And perhaps straighten the legs if there's space for that. Coming to forward fold, either taking little steps or left leg steps forward. And right leg meets it, hip width. Inhale, lengthen flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, stretch it out. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale, back through prayer. Now close the eyes again. Come back to your intention. How do you want to feel today? Invite that in. Take a deep breath. And exhale, release the arms. Another sun breath to the top. This time straight legs or bent knees. Swan dive forward. That's the first half of a sun salutation or Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, stretch out. Come onto shins or fingertips. Exhale, deep fold. Right leg steps back like you did before. Hands on ground or hands on blocks. And let's warm up our legs here. So bend the back knee, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs, head to shin. And do that again. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heart. Exhale, lift the hips. And one more time, bend the knees. Good. And lift the hips. And then let's bend the front knee, keep the back leg straight. You're going to set up for Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. So that back foot is going to spin down. So you might need to scooch it in a little bit. Try to get on the sole of the back foot. Lengthen your spine, come up onto the fingertips. And then inhale, lift the arms to frame the head. You're in Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, release your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, setting up for ostrich pose or humble warrior. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, hinge either halfway or all the way, coming to diagonal or resting belly on thigh or coming into a deep fold inside that left leg. Drops, arms could reach away from the low back. Drift to your focal point on the floor or even at the back foot. Take a few breaths. Bones pull you up, back to Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Straighten the front knee. Open the arms, wiggle the back foot back a little bit, line your front heel with your back arch, bend the front knee, Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Deepen breath. And exhale, reverse triangle. Straighten the front leg, dance back. Good, come back, Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. And dance back, reverse triangle. Do that one more time. Moving with your breath, nice and easy, in and out of those two poses. And then back to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, you're gonna hold here. Arms shoulder height, wrists right above the ankles. Take your front arm, your left arm, and you're gonna take it behind you and bring the back of the hand to the low back. Almost like you're gonna slip your hand in your back pocket, but it's kind of backwards, like the back of your hand is to your bum or to your hip. And then start to tip, like you're gonna come to side angle, and see if you can kind of hook that elbow towards the inside of the leg. Top arm reaches to the ceiling and palm rolls open. And you're gonna look up, and you're gonna use the forearm and the elbow to help work the inner thigh and leg open. So maybe you feel this in your hips, hopefully, and look up. So just a variation on side angle. Top arm's gonna pull you up, straighten your legs, release the bind, lift the ribs up off the hips, reverse triangle one more time. Then open arms, shoulder height. Turn the toes forward, the heels back for wide-legged stance. Lift your arms up. And exhale, swan dive, either halfway to catch your legs or all the way to come to the ground. And we're gonna take some rotation and shoulder work here. So inhale, the left arm comes out and up. You twist towards that direction we were working to look up. Now bring the left arm all the way across the body and catch the outer edge of the right leg. The other arm goes, inhale, right arm lifts, and you lengthen, pull the head away from the tail. Take that right arm, thread it across the body, catch the outer edge of the left leg, braid the arms nice and close, and drop the head. Few breaths. We're going to come out just the way we came in. So take the right arm first, bring that arm out, unravel, lengthen the head away from the tail. So you straighten that left arm like you're going to pull off that leg and release the right arm to the ground. You melt on the other way. Left arm unravels high on right fingertips, lift. And exhale, melt. Hold here in a flat back. We had a request for this pose, Skandasana. Turn the right foot out. Bend the right knee, do a half lunge. You can walk your hands with you, but your torso is facing me still. So my wrists are underneath the shoulders. My knee is in line with the ankle. That's option one. Option two, you could turn the left foot out. You can't really see my left foot. It's behind the block. Pluck your left toes up, and if there's space, you could start to sink the hips down. And this is not going to be for everybody's knees or hips. So if that's too much, skip it. If you want, bring your hands to prayer. So again, gentle, moderate pace class. This is more of a moderate or intermediate pose. You could stay in that half squat if you want to keep it more gentle. Good, come through center, bring the hands down. Toes forward, heels back. We'll take the other side on the other side. Bend the knees, bring your hands to your thighs. Lengthen your spine, come all the way up to stand, and then inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, open arms, shoulder height. You're doing great. Turn the left foot forward, bend the left knee. We're back to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, slow cartwheel. The left arm comes to the outside of the foot. the right arm to the inside, you pivot on the ball of the back foot. This is going to be a little different transition too. I want to set you up for a modified side plank here. You're going to press into the right hand and wiggle the left foot kind of back a little bit towards your back foot. Turn your left foot out. So now I have my left foot like halfway down my mat and my left foot's turned out. I'm going to press into my right hand and roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Okay? Inhale, lift the left arm. So this is a modified side plank, a little different because we have the top foot to the mat rather than the bottom knee down. So hold it if you can. Take a deep breath. If you're feeling really adventurous, take that top arm, dip it down towards your straight leg, dip the hips down a little bit. And inhale, lift the hips, lift the arm, big arcing curve over the head. Twice more, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Last time, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And then send that arm straight up to the ceiling. Let's flip back down. So bring the left hand down, pivot the left toes down, or forward rather. Drop the right knee, slide the left leg back to meet the right leg. You're in a knee down plank. Take a deep breath. Exhale, point the elbows back, come to your belly. Hands back underneath the chest, back by the chest, underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, Cobra pose, open up. Exhale, release to belly. Come back to your super Cobra. Bring the hands forward. Come on your fingertips. Inhale, lift the heart. Lift the chest. Anchor the pubic bone down. And exhale, lower. Bring hands back underneath shoulders. Press into hands to come back to child's. Big toes touch, knees could widen, arms stay, or bend the elbows. Flip the palms and touch the backs of the shoulders. Hold here. Little rest, little break. Good. If you're touching your shoulders, unravel the arms, send the arms forward. Shift forward to tabletop, all fours. Move the knees underneath the hips, curl the toes under, and float up to dog or stretch out to puppy. Inhale to come high in the balls of your feet, lift your heels. Exhale, drop the right heel, bend the left knee. If you're in dog, look underneath the right arm. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, both your heels drop, either your little tiny steps to forward fold or float the right leg up, three-legged dog. Step or help the right leg through. Step the left leg up to meet it. Inhale, lengthen flat back, come to shin bones or fingertips touch the mat. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. And exhale back through prayer. You can close your eyes, take a moment to land, notice how you feel, take a deep in-breath. And exhale, release the arms. One more time, other side, sun breath. Swan dive on the exhale. Lengthen on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Left leg steps back to lunge. Hands on the ground or the blocks. You're going to stay. I'm just going to switch so you can see on this side. So left legs back to lunge. Back knee drops, heart floats forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hips rise, straight legs, head towards shin. Couple more times. Bend the knees, lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs, head to shin. Good. Go one more time. Bending the knees, undulating the spine, lifting the heart. And exhale, lifting the hips. Keep the front knee bent and the back leg straight. Lengthen from heel to head. Scooch the back heel in. Spin the back heel down and pause here, setting up for Warrior One, Virabhadrasana 1. Lengthen your spine. Pull the head away from the back heel. And then lift the arms. to warrior one. Virabhadrasana 1. You're on the sole of that back foot. It's heel to heel alignment. So your front heel is pretty much in line with the heel of the back leg. Open the arms. Hips are square to the front as much as they can be. Interlace your fingers. Press the fists down. Squeeze the shoulders together. Hinge forward either a couple inches to make a diagonal line from your heel to your head, or deeper so the belly rests on the thighs, or more deep so you come to the inner thigh, drop the head, and arms float away from back. So you make a choice. You're in humble warrior or ostrich pose, building strength on the legs, opening the hips, breathing here, working on your balance. Good. Arm bones pull you up. Release the clasp of your hands. Float the arms above the head. Straighten the front leg for a little break. Open up to warrior two. So now there's a pivoting, a repositioning of the back foot so you can get the arch of the back foot lined up with the heel of the front foot. Look out over the front fingers. Inhale, straighten the legs, dance back, lift the waist long, ribs off the head. And exhale, warrior two. Do that again. Inhale, lift, straighten, dance back. And exhale, warrior two. One more time, pick it up. And exhale, release. Hold your warrior two. So we're going to take that side angle variation again. So the right arm comes behind your back, back of hand to hip. Imagine you have a back pocket, and you're going to slide that hand into your back pocket, but the back of your hand's touching your bum. Your palm's open to the back of the room. And then we're going to kind of dip forward to side angle, and you're going to try to hook, if you can, get that elbow inside the thigh or on the thigh, and then let the top arm lift. And right now my hand's kind of floating up more towards my back hand, and I'm using that hooked elbow to work my inner thigh open. The palm's open, the arm is long, the wrist is above the shoulder today, and you're breathing, and maybe you feel a big stretch in the hips and an opening in the shoulder. And you're working really hard, right? Good. Top arm picks you up, straighten the legs, dance it back. Open the arms shoulder height. Turn toes forward, heels back. Make sure your feet are in the same line now and they're parallel. Toes in line with toes, wrists above the ankles, feet turned parallel. Look up. Exhale, swan dive. You're going to take your twist, float the right arm out to the side above the head, come really high on the left fingers or bring a block underneath the hands. You could also touch the leg instead. And then thread the right arm through. Catch the outer edge of the leg, drop the head. And go the other way. Inhale, stretch. So you lengthen. And then thread that arm through right across the belly. Catch the other leg. And let's just hold here for a moment. Arms are crossed really, really close. Head nestled into the arm bone. And breathe. Good. Left arm, take it out to the side, all the way above the head. Stretch. Exhale, release. And the left arm down. Unwind the other way. Right arm comes out and up high on the left fingertips. Twist. And exhale, release. Coming to the other side for that Skandasana or deep hip opener, lengthen the spine, head away from tail. So you could have the hands on the ground, you could have the hands on the blocks, you could also bring the hands up to the legs. Turn your left foot out. Bend your left knee and walk the hands a little bit to the left, but we're not going to the left foot. You're still square to the front. Toes turned out, you're square to the front. If you can, move this block so you can see. You're going to externally rotate your right foot, meaning you're going to pluck the toes up and turn that leg out and be on your heel. If you can, you're going to start to walk down and kind of sink the hips. So I'm on the heel of the back leg, my hips are low, my knee is up, my arms are forward for balance. I'm on the sole of my foot. So if you can be, you're on the sole of your left foot. I know some of you might not quite have the flexibility to be there yet, but that's what you're working towards. So it might still just be a half squat, but eventually you can get down. Hands come to prayer, Lift the heart, maybe give a little smile. You're doing awesome. So glad you guys are here today. Good. Now release your hands, come up through center. Turn the toes forward, the heels back. Take just a little deep bend to reorganize the hips, and then bend the knees. Bring your hands on top of the thighs. Lengthen the spine. Come all the way up to stand. Big sun breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arms shoulder height. Let's spin the right foot forward. Bend the right knee. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Take a deep in breath. As you exhale, cartwheel, right arm, left arm, pivot on the ball of the back foot. And now this is a different transition, right? We're coming to side plank, so it's a little different. If it's too much, just pause and rest. If you can, you're gonna wiggle this right foot back towards your back foot a little bit, so kind of halfway on the mat. You're gonna press into the left hand. You're gonna turn onto the outer edge of the left foot and turn the right toes forward, and then lift the right arm. So you're in this half side plank or modified side plank. Take a deep breath, and then lower the hips. Dip the arm down. Inhale, lift the hips. Big C curve arm lifts. Twice more, lower the hips, dip the arm. Inhale, lift the hips. Big C curve. One more time. Good, come to neutral. You're gonna flip back, either lowering the left knee or keeping it lifted. Step the right leg back to meet the back leg. So now I stepped right into plank. You might be stepping into a knee down plank. Take a deep breath in. Lower chaturanga or modify dropping your knees. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. If you're in up dog, you're on the tops of the feet, knees are lifted. And exhale, last downward dog. Inhale, come on to the balls of the feet, lift your heels. Exhale, drop the left heel, bend the right knee, look underneath the left arm. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, switch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, both your heels drop from here. Either those baby steps forward, little steps, or left leg floats up, three-legged dog. Left leg steps through. Right leg meets it, hip width. Inhale, long spine, come to shin bones or come to fingertips. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way to stand. And exhale, hands to prayer. Close your eyes. Let's land for a couple breaths here. So just hold here, closed eyes, hands at prayer, deep in breath. Full exhale. Continuing your breath, just noticing how you feel right now. Noticing any shift or difference or change from when you first began and now. How does your body feel? Feel the rhythm of your breath. Feel the beating of your heart. Notice any heat that you've built or cultivated in the body through this practice. Sensations in the body, tingling, aliveness, that prana or energy that we're creating through this breath and movement. Take another deep inhale. As you exhale, release your arms. Take a big sun breath. Lift up. Let's exhale to swan dive, straight legs or bent knees. We're going to take it to the mat in a moment. Inhale, lengthen, flat back, hands to shins or fingertips to mat. Exhale, deep fold. Step the right leg back, land on the right knee. Step the left leg back, land on the left knee, and then come back to a child's pose of your choice. Uncurl the toes, keep the knees wide or hip width. Arms extend. They come to prayer. They come back and touch your shoulders, or they come alongside the body. Few breaths. Good. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Press into the hands, roll up or lengthen up to sit on the heels, and then come to seated. Just bring the hips off to the side, swing the legs around. Let's do a seated twist before we come into our restorative pose. So bring your left knee up to the ceiling, right leg forward. So you may have done this with me this week or in the past. You're going to take the long leg, bring it in line with the belly button, cross the left leg on top. So today, you could either keep the left leg or the, right leg, the bottom leg long, or you could tuck it underneath. So your choice. Hold the shins, sit up tall, but if it's tucked underneath, make sure your sitting bones are both down on the ground. Lift your left arm up, same arm as bent leg. Twist towards your bent leg, gather it into the elbow crease. Take the long arm down towards the ground. And you could also take this top arm and just hook the upper arm over the lap to the outer edge of the knee. Palm is wide, spine is long from tail to head. Press the top of your head up towards the ceiling, and then maybe turn over the back shoulder and breathe. Good. Unravel your body. Let's stay here. So if you're in this variation with the bent knees, you're going to take it to cow face. You're going to walk the top foot across. You're going to walk the bottom foot under. You're going to get your inner thighs close, and if you can stack your knees, you're going to stack them. One leg might be high. If the bottom leg was long, you can take a half cow face where you lay that top leg on top. So your choice. If that just doesn't feel comfortable in either variation, come into cross legs with the left leg in front. Full cow face, hold the feet, sit up tall. Half cow face, hold one foot and hold the earth. We've been working our shoulders so much. So bring the right arm out and up. That's the same arm as your bottom leg. Lift it up towards the ceiling. Bend your elbow so the hand falls back. Take your opposite arm, same arm as top leg or front leg, out to the side. Internally rotate, thumb down. Wrap the arm behind you, bend the elbow, and then maybe let your fingers touch. If they feel miles away, that's totally normal. Hold an imaginary strap. From behind, it looks like this. There could be a lot of space. So this is what we did on our belly, right? It could be like this. You could kind of close the gap a little bit. Or for some of you, if you can reach your fingers, go for it. You're going to hold whatever variation you're in. And you can either pause there sitting up tall, or you could take this to a forward fold. And if your shoulders are sensitive and you don't want to take this variation with the arms, you could still keep this hip opener and either be sitting up tall with hands to the ground or the feet, or working your forward fold without the arms. Good. Lengthen your spine to come up. If you're in the arm variation, unravel the arms. Give yourself a hug with the opposite arm on top. Just hold the shoulders, bow the head. And release your shoulders. Tip back, unravel your legs, take your feet as wide as your mat, couple windshield wipers. Good. Knees up towards the ceiling, wiggle feet hip width distance, send the left leg long, right knee bent. Bottom foot in line with belly button. If you can, top leg crosses over. And if you want to tuck the bottom leg under, go for it. Hold the shins, sit up tall. Same arm as bent leg lifts. Twist towards bent leg, gather it into your elbow crease, and take the long arm to the ground. Use the bottom fingers to help press you up long and tall. You could also cross the outer edge of the arm to the outer edge of the leg. Look to the side or over the back shoulder. Good. Unravel your body. Set up for cow face or half cow face. So if you're in the full version, you're kind of working the feet away from each other so the inner thighs are braiding close. You could also do this with the bottom leg long or with the right leg in front for cross legs. Sit up tall. Same arm as bottom leg lifts. Bend the elbow. Pat yourself on the back. Use your head to help work the arm back. Right arm out. Thumb turns down. Flip it behind the back. Back of hand to low back, or fingers reach up towards each other. Deep breath in. And then maybe hinge to a fold. Good. Lengthen to come up. Unravel your arms, opposite arm on top. Nice big hug. Grab your shoulders. Drop your chin. Release that. You can tip back, unravel your legs, feet wide, couple windshield wipers. Good. And now, given the time, I'm going to bring you into this restorative pose that we've been mentioning. And this will be your Shavasana. So you'll take Shavasana in this restorative pose. If you prefer to be in a traditional Shavasana, you could skip the restorative pose. So you can bring your knees up to the ceiling. Just come to a comfortable seat. So for my prop, I have 3 rolled blankets. You might have a pillow from your bed. You might have a couple pillows from your couch. You might have a combination of things. But basically what we're trying to get here is something that's about this size, like the size of pretty much your back. And it doesn't have to be this high either. I don't know if you can tell how high this is. It's maybe 6 inches, maybe a little higher. And it's about the length of my back. So whatever you have to lay on is going to be perfect. It's going to be a supported back bend. And again, we're going to rest here. This is going to be my Shavasana, and you're welcome to take it as your Shavasana. If you'd rather be in a traditional Shavasana, you can skip this, or you could come in for a little bit and then kind of roll off and come into regular Shavasana. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to inch my hips back up towards this support, and I'm going to lay back. And then my head's going to fall off this. So I'm going to kind of maneuver to a place where I feel good, where it doesn't feel like too much of a back bend. So you can experiment with where you want your prop. So do you want your hips up and the shoulders and head off? Or do you want your hips off and the shoulders on? So just kind of wiggle around on whatever prop you created to see if you can find a back bend that would serve you. So take your time to get in, and we'll be here for a few minutes together. And if it's not working, again, regular Shavasana is fine for today. We can revisit this Friday night pose. If you want to put something under your head, you could. For feet, I'm going to suggest that you bring your feet to the mat and turn your toes in a little bit. So you're almost like sickling your feet. And then inner thighs and knees touch, like that restorative rest. And you can kind of, again, just adjust where you are on your props, where you are to get that back bend. Arms, if you want, they could extend right above the head. I'm going to put the back of one of my hands into the palm of the other one of my hands. So I'm really opening my chest here and my armpits. And then again, we're going to stay for a little bit. So take your time to use whatever props you want to get set up. So you have a supported back bend. If you don't want the supported back bend, come rest in Shavasana. Feet to the mat, inner thighs, knees touch, toes slightly turned in. And close your eyes. Feel your whole body relax. Let your breath soften. Let your mind settle. And take the next couple moments in stillness and silence. And you're welcome to stay for as long as you'd like. And given the time, I'm going to start guiding you out of this. But again, if you want to stay a little longer, just stay a little longer. Begin to deepen your breath. If you're in this restorative version, just let the knees separate slightly so they're up to the ceiling. And I'm going to have you kind of do little tiny mini windshield wipers so you can wiggle your bum down onto the ground. So if your bum was off the ground, kind of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So you're scooching the body down, that prop that you built up, and you're bringing your bum towards the ground. Bring your hands behind your head so you can clasp behind the head almost like a sit-up, and you can gently lift the head up. And you can start to roll to one side and come to seated. Legs could be crossed legs. We'll just be here for a moment. Bring the backs of your hands to your knees or your lap. Open up the palms and sit up really tall. Come back to your 3-part Dirga breath. Take a deep inhale. And full exhale. On your next in-breath, float the hands together so they meet in front of the heart to prayer position or Anjali Mudra. And as you exhale, bow back to yourself. Come back to that intention of setting up for a good day, for a good morning. How do you want to feel today? How can this practice help support you in the most loving, secure way? How can you lead forward today with more grace, compassion, and peace for yourself and for all those you come in contact with today and in the coming days? We'll end together on the sound of Om, the sound of community, sealing in our practice and our intentions. Starting with a letting go breath, take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. We'll begin, deep breath in. And as your head bows back to yourself, taking one last moment to honor the divinity and the light that shine within you. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Have an awesome day, and I can't wait to see you guys again real soon. So I'll be staying online to check in with you if you're here live. Otherwise, feel free to log off if you need to, and we'll see each other again next time. I'm just going to stop this recording, so thank you guys that were watching later.